application in the practice of the flowers 1. As we all know, in Buddhism, we have 3 foundations of practice. The first is precepts, the second is concentration, and the third is wisdom. We need to learn to practice to avoid defilements, suffering, and mistakes. First of all, we have to talk about the Sanskrit precepts read as sila, the precepts that are forbidden so that we don't cause suffering to ourselves and others. We can simply understand that sila is morality. That is, thanks to the precepts, we do not practice wrong things, follow the practice in the right way, and benefit. For example, for Buddhists, benefits of keeping the precepts: not killing, respecting life, not being afraid of being scared. Do not steal, live peacefully, not be afraid of being imprisoned. Don't dare, preserve family happiness. Do not lie, always be trusted, loved. Don't drink alcohol. The mind is always autonomous. Slide 4. The precepts do not mean being tied down and deprived of personal freedom. Precepts are the protection for a peaceful and happy life. We can say that for all people in this world who want to have a peaceful and happy life, these are the 5 things you need to practice. In the Anguttara Nikaya, the Buddha gave 3 classes of people who keep the precepts. There are people who keep the precepts like cowherds. There are people who keep the precepts like pagans. There are people who keep the precepts like the saints. How is to keep the precepts like a cowherd? They only care about the number of cows, they don't care what food or drink is good or bad for the cows. In the same way, there is the person who only receives the precepts but they do not practice, they only focus on appearance. The precepts are for practice, if not, the received precepts will not bring any benefit. Therefore, the precepts can be understood as preventing and stopping wrongdoing. For example, like some people who recite Amitabha Buddha's name, they think that when reciting the Buddha's name, you have to face the West to realize the Buddha, otherwise, there will be no merit in reciting the Buddha's name, because Amitabha Buddha's abode is in the West. They do it in a rigid and formal way without knowing that the purpose of reciting the Buddha's name is to help purify the mind. Finally, keeping the precepts like a saint, that is, the person who keeps the precepts practices and understands the beneficial value of each precept he receives, making the precepts develop more and more fully. For example, when I took the precept not to kill because I was aware of the suffering caused by killing, I would like to learn the great compassion to protect the lives of everyone, all species. Because of that consciousness, people who receive the precepts will not kill with their own hands, tell people to kill, or see people killing people who are happy. Through the 3 examples of keeping the precepts as above, it will help each person to adjust themselves to perfect the Dharma precepts that they have well lived. Those who know how to keep the precepts will help their body and mind gradually become pure and clear. Because the precepts are perfect, concentration is born. From concentration comes wisdom. Keeping the precepts is the first step on the path to liberation.